Let's create a simple model together. I'll show you what I mean. So if I come and click this open button, which is looking really bad, then whoops, this gray model pops up, there's a box shadow, and we are going to use the new HTML element called dialog. It makes creating models extremely easy and extremely flexible. So with that, let's jump right onto our code. Alright, so here in our code, we have nothing but an index.html with a script.js attached and a style.css attached. In our style.css, we have basic settings so that everything is aligned to the center, and we have a new font added, and our script.js is completely empty. So to get this started, we are first going to create a button, and it will say open. And since we are also going to assign it a function, why don't we just assign it right now? On click, open dialog. Then we are going to create our dialog element. Then inside it is going to have a button. Let's put an X in there. Going to have the class dialog closer, and we are also going to assign a function to this one called close dialog. Then I'll just simply add an image in there. You can get whatever image you'd like. Then let's also add some other elements. So these are just going to appear whenever we open our model. And let's also add the form. And inside this form, there is going to be an input of type text and the button of type submit. And we are done with this. Now let's go on to our script.js first of all, because I want to show you how to open this. So first of all, there is going to be a new variable, a new const variable called dialog. And this one is going to be with the document.querySelector, and we are looking for the dialog element. And we assigned two functions. One was open dialog, the other was the close dialog. And inside this node that we have this dialog element, it has some built-in functions, all right? If I say dialog.show, let's do the show first, and I save, we click. Oh, actually, we don't have a way closing it, but the thing is that it opens up as a dialog, not as a modal. So it will be right next to it. But if I say show modal, it's going to appear differently. Right, we just don't quite see it because of the stylings. And on the close dialog, we are going to simply say dialog.close. And this will close both the dialog form, that which you do with the show, and both the show modal. So if I open now, here's the X button, it closes. Now to start the styling, there is the dialog element, which obviously you can style, but since we are going to be using Flexbox, what I found that after you open the dialog, its display is going to change to block, which will disable the flex properties. So what we're going to do instead is style the open. So we put the open tag there as well. I just add some width and height to it. We disable its padding because by default it does have padding. I said we are going to use Flexbox. The flex direction will be column. We justify it to the flex start and align it to the center. Its position will be relative because the button will be absolute and we'd like for it to be apparent. I disable the border of it because by default it has a border, and I give it a box shadow instead of the border, a gray box shadow. So as you can see, this is how it is looking. We still need to style the other elements. As for the image, it's going to be 100%, the 200 pixel height. I'll also quickly style the age one and the list elements. There we go, you can see the stylings. These are just some simple ones. I didn't want to go over them this time. And now we are going to format the dialog closer. Its position will be absolute. we take it to the top 10 pixel and we write 10 pixel. You can see it appear there, so we can close it right there. And as for the form elements, simple height, some border radius, and some border. The same for the button inside the form. Give it a height of 35 pixels, and we are going to copy the border from here. And we are basically done. So I just quickly want to show you if there is difference between the show model and the simple show. You can see how it gets pushed to the side, the open button, because the show model gets it out of the DOM, picks it an absolute way, and it appears always in the middle. However, if you press the button and then come as a dialog, it will get attached to the one that appeared from the dialog. So it will get attached to the button and it will push the button away. But since we're using show model, it's just going to appear on top no matter what. One thing that they didn't implement is that when you click over here, you won't close it. But if you do some calculations, because it is part that white space is part of the model, you can easily do it. So if I come here and select it, you can see that this is the whole item, the whole page is basically the dialog. So if you calculate the width and the height of it, and anywhere the user clicks on the dialog that's not inside that width and height, then you can simply say close the dialog. For now, this is what I wanted to show you. It makes dialogues, or I mean modals, extremely easy. And so if you found value in this video and would like to see more, please consider subscribing and giving us a like. Other than that, I hope to see you in the next one.